Welcome back to I Cut You Make You Bleed 2 Gaming. My name is Daniel and welcome to Space Engineers. Now, this is Building Ships on Space Engineers number 50. That's not 50 videos on Space Engineers, that's 50 streams or live streams I've done so far. And I just got done with a 4-hour stream that didn't even get saved. So that sucks balls. Anyway, in that stream, we built the Arrow class cruiser, which is which the premise of this was going to be the successor to the Arrow class warship, but turns out it sucks. I mean, it kills things really good, right? And it looks pretty good, but it has bad reverse thrust, bad forward thrust, bad side thrust. In every direction, it's not good at handling at all. So yeah, but like I did in the other stream that didn't get saved, let's do some battles with it. We'll start out small in the beginning. Just two of these versus, let me see. Sucks that my other freaking stream didn't save. Alright, Scott class heavy cruiser. Oh no, that's the Scott class heavy destroyer. I can almost guarantee who's gonna win this fight, but I'll let you guys decide. Oh, here's the... Yeah, I built this on the stream. I didn't get saved. So, here's the walkthrough of the bridge. Then you got the below deck. This is middle deck. And this is the bottom deck. Got the antenna right there. Yeah, there's literally no, because I made lower decks, there's no room for, changing anything. So, it's, not good. That's all I'll say. Just while I was talking, I switched them back to war mode. Alright. Let's try that again. So we will be giving this one Arrow class, the new Arrow class cruiser, and we will be giving them. I'll do this stream for about an hour. If I can even stay up that long. I've been up all night doing a stream that didn't get saved. Anyway. Give him 1 bat. No, I'll give him 2 bats. 2 bats are better than 1. And if you're wondering what the bat is, it's a ship that Decon made. And I just put these big wings on it. Actually, the ship that Decon made was this one right here. And it had fuel issues. I fixed those fuel issues with adding wings on the sides. See, I got that. Of course, in order to keep true to his design, I had made a sleek, a slimmed down version of that called the Razor class fighter. Now it still had, it wasn't as good as the Bat with fuel consumption, but it's still pretty good. We'll be using these ships too in the battle. Now these ones probably won't last very long, but the cool thing we did with them is I have a mod on here, the only mod actually that I like to put on my worlds on Space Engineers is the speed. I like to raise the speed limit to a certain degree, and I think that's cool. It's better to go 300 miles an hour than or meters per second than 100 in my opinion. But alright, we're ready. So we are ready to start the battle in 3, 2, 1. Now on this team, the non-combatant team, we have 2 Bat fighters, 1 Razor class fighter, and an Arrow class cruiser against the Scott class heavy destroyer. I think I know which one's gonna win, but I'll let you guys decide. See how that thing got obliterated? Now the new Arrow class is fitted with the best of its kind that I have made so far, the Falcon rocket turrets, which fires 9 rockets at a time with almost a 2-second reload time. So it almost constantly fires 9 rockets at a time. And there's like 12 of them on the new Arrow class cruiser, which is like about 1.5 or 1.5 times bigger than the original Arrow class warship. So it's not that big. They're not bigger at all. Or yeah, it's bigger, but not that big. It's not like that size. But to be honest, for my series, do I want to build two unkillable titans or ships that fall out the sky and look spectacular when they blow up for my YouTube series? I'll let you guys decide that. The bat over here trying its best to do something. See, that's what I like about my ships. They go for the AI in this game. They don't even care about the small ones. It's like it's no consequence to them. They go for the big fish. Looks like the Arrow class cruiser has a massive hole in the side of its hull. Yeah, that thing is going down. And it's traditionally with my ships, they crash into the ground as soon as the battle's over. So you hear that explosions? Yeah. No, that's their victory cry. No, the only thing that survived from the Arrow class is the bridge itself. Not the actual ship. Oh, no, this is yeah. I mean, if you can salvage that into a ship, go right ahead. But anyway, on to the next battle. Now, that one, if I looked at it, I would say that was pretty unfair. A destroyer against a cruiser, that's not really that balanced. So let's put something just a little bit balanced to it. An even battle, you shall say. Going to go high in the atmosphere for this one. So that way no one crashes into the ground prematurely. I wonder what to put it up against them. Alright, so we'll be making this one face that way. Alright, so What the frick? Alright, I forgot to delete all the crap. Give me 1 second. Alright, everything is deleted. Okay. So, Aero class cruiser. Oh, let me demonstrate how this thing is better at killing than the Aero class. The original Aero class. I will show you hold on, I must click this. Then I gotta go program this to non-combatant. Okay. And non-combatant. Okay. And then on the opposite team, we will use a Republic ship. Actually, no, we won't. We will use an Aero class painted white and black because it is the Republic team, and I want to get it the same Republic colors as its designated team. Because no one wants red on red violence, you know what I mean? That's not racist, alright? Anyway. So let's get some light Republic cruisers up in here. Well, these things suck. Like, I mean suck. They die instantly. But it is what it is. It is what it is. Alright. Yeah, they suck, so. But, whatever. So we got the fleet. Nah, it's not a fleet, but. Alright, let's paint it the color we want. That just looks strange. My Aero class in white. Yeah. Before there was the Republic, the enemy team or whatever, or before there was the Republic and Empire, when I played this game, the enemy team and the friendly team. Actually, there was no really friendlies. There was the red team and the blue team. And I would make ships that are red, and then I'd make their blue counterparts. And then I'd have them go to war when I played this game, and it was freaking epic. But now we have the Republic and Empire. Republic being white and black, and the Empire being black and red. But without further ado, let's get right into it. Now, I don't know the outcome of this battle, but let's hope it works out. The Aero class cruiser is moving first and striking first, looks like, with the old Aero class being the second one, and now the light cruiser is now moving as well. The last light cruiser is alive. Alright, so everybody on the field is now moving. What is this? Why is this thing doing that? The Aero class cruiser has just did a dive into the ground. I know what it's doing. The Aero class cruiser has shot one of the Falcon turrets on the bottom of the ship off and is chasing it to the ground. Instead of actually going for the larger target, it's going for a turret that already got killed. That's fine. The enemy team is coming down to meet it, but it is closer to the ground. Look, danger close. See, just like that. See how that one came down? It looked like it couldn't stop. Well, this literally almost can't stop. See how it is veering off to the back? That's not on purpose. Propulsion issues. Looks like it's having a hard time. Oh, the Aero class, known for its bad reverse thrusters, is now ramming the... Oh, nope, it missed. If you didn't know what was happening there, it's not programmed to ram other ships. It's just the old Aero class has horrible reverse thrusters. Therefore, it rams almost anything as soon as they get into a fight. And of course, who wins the battle is who does not have any power left. So even if they touch the ground and still firing, they are still in the fight. I might call it on this one. It looks like the white team is the victors in this one. Three ships that usually suck by themselves. It seems to be a real good team together. And of course, you got that signature PS5 lag. And with that explosion, I'll call it for the white team. Now the next battle will be two Aero class cruisers versus I'll do 3 Aero class cruisers versus 1 Rebel class destroyer. And if you have seen my previous streams, you'll know what exactly those ships look like and are. But my money is on the Rebel class destroyer. Let's get this all set up. Only took me 1 minute to set it up, and then the battle will start. If you haven't already, be sure to like and subscribe. It helps me out a lot and makes me think you guys like this content. But anyway, 3 Aero class cruisers against 1 Rebel class destroyer. So we have our 3 Aero class cruisers here. Now, I don't have to turncoat protocol on the Rebel class destroyer, so we will have to turn all these to enemy one by one. Because the Rebel class destroyer has thousands of blocks, it would take literally years to select each and every one of them to one group. Thus, turncoat protocol. Alright, so on the red team we have, actually, no. This will be white team. It's white team versus red team. Alright, spawn out here. So we have 3 red team ships, or no, white team ships. Let's go paint them real quick. Okay. So get white paint job on this one right here. White paint job on this one. White paint job on this one. Alright, now we just go across the field and pick out the Rebel class destroyer. One I am very proud of. Alright, put that right there. Now, if you do not know about the Rebel class destroyer, we built this on Building Ships on Space Engineers number 47, I believe, or 46. I don't know. I don't remember. But without further ado, let's get into it. Starting the battle right now. Come on, man. Someone joined the stream for just 2 seconds. I thought they were still on here. That's why I was getting the battle set up, everything quick like. And he leaves instantly. Me, myself, and I, once again. If you're watching this after the fact, please cure my crippling depression with a like and subscribe. Yeah, this is why I didn't do 3 last time. Let's go ahead and delete one of them. That helped with the frame rate just a little bit. Now, in the last stream, there was a battle between the Rebel class destroyer versus the... Dang, what was the name of that ship? I don't know. But it was another destroyer. And it was freaking epic. But... skip. Let's... Looks like the white team's ship on the top there is taking some heavy damage. The Arrow class cruiser on the top. So the Arrow class cruiser on the top has definitely lost some hydrogen tanks, as you can see with the many explosions. And now I believe is falling out of the sky. The front section has been torn off as well. So that one may be heading for a crash landing. So now it's the one Arrow class cruiser left. I wonder what this one has in store. Can it win? I think not. This is way too unfair of a battle. But it's okay. If I was the captain of this ship, I would turn my ship around and go find more ships to join me in the battle. Not take on a destroyer when I'm a cruiser head on. That sounds retarded, and probably is. But if you watch the stream or live stream after the fact, or yeah, no one's watching right now. It says 0. But if you're watching the stream after the fact, I extremely thank you. And one more thing. Since you are watching the stream after the fact and you got this far, I'll give you a little sneak peek on what's in the future for I Cut You Make You Bleed 2 gaming. So I have some RDR2 Chapter 3 videos in the works at the moment. I have it all set up. I just need to edit it. Also, I have plans to do a One Life, One Video, or One Life Part 1, Part 2, and Part 3 video on. Actually, I don't know how many parts it will be, but it'd probably be more than one. But I'll do a One Life, One Video, or One Life series on DayZ. So if you want to see that, stay tuned and like and subscribe if you haven't already. I'm surprised the Arrow class hasn't keeled over and died yet. This may be the pretty side. The other side of the ship might be blown off. Looks like it's only taken minimal damage so far. Looks like its rocket turrets are delaying the inevitable. I take credit for those, by the way, since I made the Falcon turrets. Of course, many other people have made turrets in the workshop, but mine are freely available on the Space Engineers Workshop called Falcon Turret. So if you want a cool turret that fires a lot, obliterates, definitely look into the Falcon Turret. And it's only as big as an artillery turret in the game. After the battle, we will look at the wreckages and see which one took the most damage. Looks like white team is not going to win this one, but who knows. The red team's destroyer, or the red team's rebel class destroyer, is not looking too hot. Looks like the whole front is being made into that cheese with holes in it. I don't know. I don't know what it's called. But after these battles, we're going to make another ship. I don't know if it will be a good ship or it'll be a destroyer. Probably not a destroyer. That takes like 2 days. I don't know though. Looks like our Arrow class cruiser is going for a below broadside. And it fails horribly and gets one of its hydrogen tanks blown up, which does horrible damage to the inside. But although it looks like our red team destroyer is going down, white team might have it in the bag on this one. Now, if the Arrow class cruiser dives like that, I might be right on the on the red team winning. if it freezes and the stream gets paused for about a second and then the stream ends, the game has errored because there is too many things going on. And yeah, so that's probably what happened. Looks like the Arrow class cruiser on the white team has basically told the Rebel class destroyer, if I'm going down, you're going down with me. Looks to me that the Rebel class destroyer has blown out the entire forward thrust of its ship, and now the Arrow class is trying to ram it. And with whatever strength it had left, the Arrow class cruiser has now rammed the destroyer and is now getting obliterated by the remaining artillery turrets that it has left. Now to save my game and the stream, we're going to delete it here and say that the battle was indeed a draw between white team and red team. And I don't know why I narrated that fight like it was a old-timey boxing match and I was the narrator or the announcer. But around the 30-minute mark, now let's do the last battle before we try to make a... Man, I don't want to make a ship right now. I spent 4 hours trying to make that Arrow class. We're not going to make a ship this time. We're going to wait till 40-minute mark. No. We're going to wait for the hour-minute mark. All battles. So I hope you liked the video. But let's get right into it. Alright, so everyone likes our destroyer and destroyer battle. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to get a classic Scott class. One of the longest ships I have in my fleet, or in the fleet of ships that I have made so far. So we have Scott class on the red team. No, we don't. We have Scott class on the white team, which is otherwise known as the Republic's team. So you have the Republic being white and black, and you have the red team, which is the Empire's team, being black and red. So to not be called a racist, I will... actually, I don't care what they call me. Anyway, I will just call them Republic and Empire to promote my Galaxy at War cinematic series, so people will keep that fresh in their minds when I announce the thing. But yeah, every one of these ships, except the bad ones, will be going into the Galaxy at War cinematic series. So every one of these streams are a little bit closer to that ultimate goal of having Galaxy of War cinematic series. And if you do not know what the Galaxy at War cinematic series is, go and watch my first Space Engineers stream, and when I was building the ship, I basically explained the entire story of it. Although my mic was a little bit quiet at that particular moment, but if you turn it up, I'm sure you will listen to it just fine. But let's see if the Scott class has a turncoat protocol. I really hope it does. If it does not, I will be sitting here for 30 hours making this destroyer an enemy. And it does not. That hurts my soul. Anyway. Oh, it does. It doesn't hurt my soul. Alright. Changing this to a non-combatant or changing this to an enemy. And then we will get... What should we get to fight it? What the heck? Let's get a combat class destroyer Mark II, which is the version with the front stabilizing engines up in here, and they will duke it out to see which one is the best destroyer. Let me check real fast if this has AI in it, because if it doesn't, this is going to be a very boring battle without any maneuvers or anything like that. But yeah, let me check it real quick. Alright, AI move, okay. Yeah, it's all good. Alright, let's get in a safe place and ready, set. Battle has started. Wait. No, it hasn't. Man, this sucks. Alright, let's go over here. Paint this all black. And then red right here. And then red all around this engine right here. Yeah, doing real good. And dang it. It's not on the other side. Whatever. Let's just paint it all red. This is called the Red Viper. Alright, so you got the Viper on the right, and you got the combat class destroyer on the right, red team, and you have on the white team the Scott class heavy destroyer. Let's see which one is actually a heavy destroyer. Without further ado, let's get right into it. Now the battle has started, but we have to give some time for the AI to kick in to acknowledge that there is enemies nearby. Looks like the combat class has realized that there is an enemy nearby and is the first one to actually realize that fact. And if you wonder why I stand so far back and not right up close to it, is because my ears bleed. And another thing is that you can actually see the bullets, their paths. If you get too close, it will make it load the textures on the ships themselves, and the bullets will disappear, but they will still be there. It's just their textures will disappear for a lag reason. They don't want it to lag too much, so they make the bullet disappears. So in order to make it look cooler with the smoke and the bullets, the bullet, whatever you call it, I moved farther back. But anyway, looks like the Republic team, which is the white team, has moved up for a more high ground approach, but I don't know if this one. I don't know if the Scott class is Obi-Wan in this situation. He might be just exposing his back half of the ship to get obliterated. Because if you expose the bottom of your ship, you'll be you'll be more likely to fall out the sky because your upward thrust is exposed. So if I manually controlled that ship, that's what I would think of that. I would not do that. But it looks like the Empire's team, which is red team, the combat class destroyers left front engine stabilizer, which is those little things that are hanging off the main hull, is almost destroyed. It's got a gaping hole in it, or a massive hole in the left engine block. These two ships are Titans compared to the other ones I have done previously in this stream. So this battle might take more than a couple minutes. Mainly because they both do not have, or they have minimal amount of Falcon turrets on them. I think from the both of them, they have a grand total of like 6 Falcon turrets on them, which Falcon turrets make everything go by a lot faster because they're just so powerful. But these have vanilla turrets on them, so they do as much damage as they're going to do. They're not meant to be world-ending super weapons, the vanilla weapons. But they sure do make the battles look cool. Looks like a freaking Civil War battle over here with all the smoke going around. Although in my personal opinion, it looks like the combat class is having less damage dealt than its opponent, the Scott class heavy destroyer. So I think I need to change some names because a heavy destroyer is getting obliterated compared to the combat class regular destroyer. Although that might just be because of the size difference, I do not know. I was gonna say something because their front of their ships just touched each other, but I was gonna say a joke, but I'm not gonna say that anymore. All right, I'm not gonna say it. And I think they're gonna do it again. Yep, they're gonna ram each other again. I think they touched, but they didn't ram each other. I think the reason why they look at each other when they're fighting, not actually like broadsiding or something like that. Well, I mean they're doing it like right now, but the AI in some of these ships are designed to look at the enemy and orbit them. But recently I've been putting the AI to stay at range, which in theory it should not look at them, it just should stay in range of the ship it's shooting at. But it looks like the Scott class is falling out of the sky. I don't know if the combat class is or not. It might just be following the dying Scott class. But it definitely seems like the Scott class is falling out the sky. Or they could be both falling out the sky, I have no idea. But the Scott class has definitely looked better. I believe it's about to make a skyscraper in the ice lake. Here is the game erroring crash right here. That wasn't that bad. I thought it'd be like a 1920s slideshow as soon as it hit the ground. But like I say on all my Space Engineers fights, it's not over until it's over. So even if it touches the ground, even if it's half the ship is gone, if it's still firing, it's still in the fight. So until that thing is in a bunch of little pieces, it's not over yet. The Scott class can still do that lucky shot and hit the power systems of the combat class, and it can go right into the ground as well. Which, it is a tradition in all my ships that as soon as the battle's over, it crashes to the ground anyway. But we won't talk about that. Although it looks like the reverse thrust on the combat class is gone, and it is doing a death spiral right into the ground. See, I told you that lucky shot got one of his hydrogen tanks. I think the combat class might body slam the dang Scott class. I don't know. Nope. He's gonna be his next door neighbor. Well, after the battle and the area is quiet, which I depowered all the ships involved, let's inspect the damage and see who the winner is. With all battles with these destroyers, it's very hard to determine a victor because they're bullet sponges. They just keep on fighting until their last breath, which then they're just a bunch of string or shredded cheese. Uh, See, look at that. You barely understand what that used to look like. Straight up skyscraper, even when it's dead. It hit that ground pretty hard. He must have wedged it in there. But now we look at the combat class. This thing has definitely seen better days. But it ain't that bad, to be honest. At least it don't look like shredded paper than the Scott class does. But it still fell, so I'll have to give a very close victory to the combat class destroyer. Well, as this stream hits the 57-minute mark, I want to do one last battle because I like to end my streams with more than an hour. Because 57 minutes don't look as good as 1 hour stream wise. So let's do the Star Trek Enterprise, which I built myself, as you can tell. It looks wonky. Looks like a camel, and Star Trek signed a deal to make him a spaceship. Anyway, let's turn this around, get it facing the right way. Does this have turncoat protocol? Yes, it does. Alright. Let's just keep on throwing things at this thing and then it eventually die. Okay, so let's start small and then we'll start big. So the smallest thing I have in my arsenal, or in the fleet, is this little bitty missile here I got, or this little bitty missile I got from space that I copied. It's not even mine, it's the game's. Anyway, let's put that out there and let it do its thing. Definitely won't be using that missile to my defense. It barely did anything. Although that one is very smaller than my missiles, which are not on this account, so I'm a PS4. Never mind. Anyway, so the next ship I will do is the Independent Cargo Shuttle. This thing is also going to die in 30 seconds. And has bad thrust all around, except forward thrust. But this is meant for small engagements, not massive space battles. As you can see, as it gets ripped apart like confetti or something, I don't know. Is it going down? Looks like the AI is gone. And the Enterprise definitely wanting to get it. I don't know if the AI is gone or it finally seen sense. Looks like it's going to another region of the planet. Oh no, it's crash landing. AI is probably already long gone. It's just hold on with the husk of its former self. And it's destroyed. Barely anything left. Let's go back up to the Enterprise and spawn something else in. I really do like this game. If you like this game too, make sure to like and subscribe. Or let me see. If you don't like and subscribe, Kermit the Frog will suck on your toes while you're sleeping. Anyway, here's the next fighter. This one is called the Imperial Heavy Fighter. If you watched last stream, we took this from the workshop, gave it a new paint job, fixed the thrust problems or propulsion issues, and slapped an AI in it. Now it's ready to go. Also meant for small engagements, not for massive planetary battles. As you can see, it just got obliterated. And there's nothing left. The Star Trek Enterprise have claimed another victory. Let's soften up its defenses once more with another easy target. Actually, no. This one is called the Deacon's Heavy Fighter. It has Falcon rocket turrets on it, but is fairly small. So let's see what it will do. Might do a lot of damage. Who knows? Decon made this one, which is Ghost Cutter. I think the Decon Heavy Fighter, with its amazing Falcon rocket turrets, just blew the Star Trek Enterprise out of the water. I guess size really does not matter. Although it looks like the Decon ship is about to crash into the ground. And it's dead. One thing I have not done before, I do not think. One thing I know I haven't done before, or at least I don't think so. I don't know. Go watch the Star Trek Enterprise stream when we built that ship. Maybe I have, maybe I haven't. I don't remember. Either way, let's make a Star Trek Enterprise fight a Star Trek Enterprise and see who wins. That'll be a cool thing to watch. The Star Trek Enterprise, when it dies, I put the hydrogen tanks in that ship in just the right way, where when they all blow up, the saucer section, which is the... You know what the saucer section is. completely blows off. And it looks freaking epic. If you want to see that, go over to the other stream that we built this ship on. This Star Trek Enterprise does not have an interior because, I don't know, to be honest. Didn't really have much room inside. But if I ever make another Star Trek Enterprise, I'll make sure it has an interior. Just for you guys. But let's place another Star Trek Enterprise on over that away. Right there. Alright, the battle has started. Looks like the blue team, actually we'll do, alright, red team is the one on the right and white team was on the left. So the red team, Star Trek Enterprise, has not found, alright, both of the AIs have kicked in. They are heading towards each other and now they're starting to fire. This is the definition of an even battle. The exact same ship, about the exact same height. Looks like both ships have somewhat of the same damage on them. Man, that's loud. Anyway, after my ears stop bleeding, we'll get back to where we were. Looks like the friendly team has, which is the white team has decided to target the bottom half of the Star Trek Enterprise, which just so happens to be where the hydrogen tanks are. Who knows, maybe they win. Maybe they will win. But I doubt it, because it looks like the one on the right, actually, no, I don't doubt it, because it looks like nope, that was a controlled dive. That was not a forced one. So that, yeah, it looks like it's still even. Still an even fight here, boys. I should have colored one of them so it'd be more noticeable on which side is which. Looks like the white team's, which is the one on the left, antenna is gone, which means its high ground stance was a vast mistake, because now the red team has targeted the lower part of the Enterprise on their team, which means hydrogen tanks blow up, destroying the entire ship. Now, I have never seen that before. They are definitely not programmed to do that. That's what happens when you lose your reverse thrust. That was epic. Did you see that? They did the exact same move and bypassed the ramming that was about to happen. They did a kind of dance together. They have collided with each other again. They both look horrible. It's hard to tell who's winning and who's not. It's like one another. It's like they're both holding each other up. Looks like that must have hurt. The one on the left there just lost a hydrogen tank on the bottom, which blowed out the floor of the hydrogen bay. Although that's not very good for the one on the right, because it's literally leaning on the one on the right. So if it falls, you can bet your bottom dollar that they're both gonna fall. I have never seen... Oh. Looks like the leg that one of the Enterprises was laying on is now crippled, been decapitated. So that means that's not good for the one on the left right there. One of its things has been cut off. There goes a hydrogen tank. Imagine the kind of battles in Space Engineers 2. Looks like they're both drifting. I don't believe it's on purpose, though. And the one on the left there is going down. It's finally taking all that it can take. It's probably thinking to itself, if I'm going down, I'm going to take you with me, or do as much damage as possible. What Star Trek ship should I build next? A Klingon ship, maybe? I'd build a Borg cube, but that just seems lazy. Looks like its back legs on the ones that's crashed saved most of it from dying horribly. Hope the AI and the one already in the air has doomed itself by turning back when it almost has no actual thrust at all. Now it is heading for a crash that looks devastating because all those bottom hydrogen tanks are going to explode. Unless it hits a tree, then it will get a safe landing. Nope. Didn't hit a tree. Oh yeah, it did hit a tree. That's why I like to do battles over the ice lake. Because as soon as they hit the tree, they get a free pass from whatever fall damage they might have had coming their way. Looks like the one that's still airworthy is wobbling over to its opponent. Barely. It's even shooting trees at it. Two ships like this with their components so well compact, it's hard for both of them to give up. They're relentless. Especially when it's even. When a ship is evenly matched, it's not easily obliterated. It takes a while. I don't know how this ship is still going. You can literally see through it, but it is gone. Like I said, relentless. I believe we do have a victor here. Although I don't know what team is that, or team that is, but yeah, the one that's doing victory donuts in the air is definitely the one that won. So we will watch this fight go on to the end. Have to give the Star Trek Enterprise a revamp by the time it's done. Hope it's lost a back leg. This might be it for our victor. Our victor Star Trek Enterprise. Oh no, it's still going. Whatever didn't kill him made him stronger. When people talk about his lost arm, he says, "What arm? I feel free now, unburdened by one less leg." Now he's humping the dead corpse of his opponent. What a champion right there. Let's investigate the wreckage. Looks like the one that won was largely intact. Of course, its thrusters wasn't looking too good. The opposite team can't have that said for them. But yeah, that's the end of the stream. I hope you liked the video. If you did, like and subscribe. If you did, yeah, if you did like and subscribe. If you did not, comment to see what you'd like me to play in the future. Uh, if you did not like it. But yeah, uh, you better like the video or Michael Jackson will be in your freezer tomorrow morning. Anyway, until next time. Why did I say that?